There's actually a little frog right there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Connie and this channel is all about plants. So if you're interested in that type of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. In today's video, I'm going to be cleaning and reorganizing this area on my back patio where I have a lot of tropical plants. These plants stay outside year-round. I'm in South Florida, Zone 10B, and this is actually one of the only shaded areas I have around my house, thanks to a patio umbrella that sits right in front of these plants. A lot of these plants have gotten really overgrown and it makes it hard to see some of the other plants. And as you can see here, there's a lot of dead leaves and other debris that's made its way back here. And so I just want to clean up this area so that I can be able to see the plants better, have better access to each one of the plants, and also make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So I'm going to be removing all the potted plants one by one, and I'll show you each one of them as I go. And then I'm going to get a blower and blow this whole area and try to clean as much debris out as I can. So let's get this project started. All right, so I pulled out everything from that back wall and I just placed them here on top of the patio. As you can see, there were a lot of plants, and as I was pulling them out, I noticed different things that need to be done to the plants. For instance, this Ficus elastica taniki has grown so tall, it definitely needs a stake, and also a few of these other plants need to be repotted. I also had a bunch of empty pots back there, and this is what it looks like from the side now that I pulled all the potted plants out. I also have a couple of empty spaces along this back wall here that I'm thinking about planting a couple of my alocasia elephant ears directly into the ground, and that will allow me to free up a little bit more extra space on this other wall. So basically, I am going to be cleaning up this entire area over here with these white stones. There's a bunch of dead leaves back here. There's this big old stick from when a storm blew down a branch of one of the trees in the backyard. So for now, I'm just gonna blow all these leaves out. I do want to remove this because it's in the way. So I want to take this out and put this in the front yard where I have more of these foxtail ferns. Then I'm just gonna do some pruning and possibly repotting. As you can see on this Monstera deliciosa, the roots are growing out of the bottom. They were attaching to the ground, so I had to rip those out. So I want to cut those roots. Also on this philodendron, I think this is an imperial green. Look at all those roots growing out of there. So this is going to be a project in its own. Probably won't do it in this video. This will be a separate video by itself, repotting this. And then this Ficus elastica taniki has grown so tall that it needs a huge stake. I have this one on here right now, but it's not enough support. So I need to get probably a bamboo stake. It is getting a little cloudy, so I'm not sure if it's gonna rain. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning up that area first. And if it does start sprinkling, I guess I'll stop and continue another time. I'm gonna transplant this to the front yard. So I got the leaves cleaned up the best that I could. This is where the fern was. There's actually a little frog right there. All right, so my idea is to put the taller plants here on the back wall, and then the smaller ones will work their way up to the front. So I have that right there, And then this is the other tall one. The only problem is that this doesn't take direct sunlight. This white part will actually burn, and a lot of times the right side here gets more sunlight. So I don't know if I should switch and put that one over there and then put this one over there. I might do that. We'll see. All right, so for now, I kept the Ficus elastica ruby on that side, and I put the Taniki over there. I'm gonna see how it does. If I notice that the leaves start getting burnt, I'm gonna have to move it, but I did wanna have a little bit of symmetry and put the taller plants on the two outer sides. That one is leaning over a little bit too much, even though I have it on a stake. And so by putting it over there, it's able to be supported by the wall a little bit more because it has two sides of the wall there opposed to right there. So for now, that's what I'm doing. I put both of them inside those larger pots because I want to repot them. I also put this Monstera Deliciosa here in the middle because it's a very wide plant and it cannot take direct sunlight or the leaves will burn. So it should be okay here under this umbrella. I am going to repot that one as well. As you can see, I put it inside of a larger pot. So this is what it's looking like so far. I have this front area pretty much cleared out. And I'm just trying to get some symmetry here, but at the same time, I'm also trying to place them in a position for their sun needs because most of them are not full sun. So I have some, like this one right here, that kind of gives shade to the other ones, but at the same time, it's covering them up. So I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to put this, but I like how much space I have now. I moved the alocasias over on that side, but just wanted to show you what it looks like right now. Keep in mind, I still have to repot, I'd say about at least 6. So my main goal today was to clear everything out, clean up the stones. I also wanted to get the fern out, which I did, and I wanted to arrange these plants in a way that I can actually access them whenever I need to. As you can see now, I have space in between all of them. I can walk over here and get to them easily, and also I could see what's hiding back there because you know we have iguanas down here. We also have all kinds of lizards, snakes. I removed the foxtail fern from right here in the ground, and I had another one over there. They're right there actually. They're not in the ground yet. I just moved them to the side, and then I put these two alocasias here. This is the Zebrina and that's the Wentii, but I'm not sure if they can handle full sun. If they can, I might plant those in the ground right there because I have a nice big space right there in the middle. Hopefully they can. I'm just testing them out right now while they're still in the pots because if I see that they're burning, then I'm going to move them back in the shade. Here's a look at the space before today. As you can see, there were a lot more plants, and that's because in the past couple weeks I've given away several plants. Also, some of these plants were overgrown and overshadowing the others, and there was very little space in between each plant. And I wanted to be able to have better access to the plants and also have a clear view of everything. I still have a lot of plants in this space, and so when you see the after, it might not look like much of a big difference, but my goals for this area for today were accomplished. So without further ado, here is the after. there was a lot of cleaning up that I had to do on a lot of these plants. They had a lot of dead leaves and aerial roots that needed to be cut. Some of the aerial roots were going into the ground. Also needed to stake up some of the plants like that Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Had to put a really tall stake on that Ficus elastica ruby and that Taniki. I also added another moss pole to the Monstera deliciosa for more support. 3, 2, 1. Starting over here, I have an alocasia dragon scales. Back there is a xanthosoma Mickey Mouse. I have a dragon fruit plant right there. Raven ZZ. This is my massive philodendron Florida green. I have a petrocroton that's planted in the ground right here. And then back here I have a philodendron golden goddess, I think it is. I had this for a while. It keeps coming back. Ficus elastica ruby. Pencil stick cactus or a fire stick cactus. Calathea macoyana. Moonlight philodendron. Got a Stromanthe trio star here. Philodendron imperial green. Monstera deliciosa. In front of that is this philodendron black cardinal. I got that from Trader Joe's a while back. I have a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. I just staked this up because it's growing so tall. Here is a Dieffenbachia reflector. It's one of the smaller ones that I have. I also have a really large one right there. Here is my variegated Alocasia Dawn, I believe it is. This is the one that I got from Amazon, from Nature's Own. I lost a lot of this, but at least I still have this. And there's also some little leaves coming out right here. So I think in the spring, this will probably pop a lot of new leaves back out. Calathea Freddy, another Stromanthe trio star. Back here is a Philodendron Prince of Orange. Alocasia Black Velvet. Look at those leaves, they're so huge. Dieffenbachia Sterling. Have another petrocroton that's planted in the ground. And then the last one on this wall is this Ficus elastica Taniki. This one has lost a lot of leaves, as you can see on this bottom stem. I don't know how I can get more leaves to grow, or if leaves will even grow at this point from the bottom, but I don't know. I'm gonna see how it goes. If not, I might propagate it from one of the nodes up here on the top and then just start it over. And then these are the two alocasias that I just put here. I'm trying these out to see how much full sun they can handle. This is an Alocasia zebrina, and then that's a Alocasia wentii. This has the dark purple backsides. A lot of times this is mistaken for the Alocasia regal shields, but it's actually a wentii. I got this Alocasia zebrina from a local nursery called Living Color Garden Center a while back. And this took a beating when we got some cold weather a couple years ago. Actually, I had to cut it completely back, but it came back, as you can see, and it's bigger than ever. And then here's a new leaf growing right here. And I just got this purple bougainvillea in a hanging basket this past week from Home Depot. And I just hung it on the top of my umbrella on the back patio just to add a little bit of color. I've been getting a few flowers lately. I also got this right here. I'll put the name on the screen. These flowers are so pretty and they last so long. Overall, I'm really happy with the way everything turned out today. It was a lot of work, and on top of that, it was 96 degrees outside, but in the end, it was worth it. I mentioned earlier that some of these plants need to be repotted, but as you know, when you own plants, it's always a work in progress. Leave a comment down below if you want me to do a separate video repotting some of these plants. Usually I'll do it early in the morning or late in the evening because it's just been so hot out lately. Also, eventually I'd love to start switching out some of these plant pots for some more decorative plant pots, but I have so many plants back here that I know that's going to be pretty costly. So I think I'll start with the ones in the front row that I can see the most. Also, let me know in the comments if you do container gardening and some of the places you like to get your plant pots from. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share for more plant-related videos. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching and take care.